Joining me today for 1045theteam.com is a preseason Division I All-American, a prospective MLB Draft prospect in this June's draft, the second baseman for the number one team in the nation, the Virginia Cavaliers, and a Shenendehowa graduate, and lucky to say, my former teammate and friend at Shenandoah, Branden Cogswell. Branden, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thank you for having me, man.
The Cavaliers right now sitting at 42-9, Branden. You guys are heading into your last series of the year in ACC play. You guys are on the road in Winston-Salem at Wake Forest. And some things are going on right now in the ACC. Crazy as far as seeding goes. You guys are the number one team in the nation. You could finish as low as number 3 for your own conference tournament. So what do you guys need to do this weekend?
I know it's an important weekend for Wake Forest also. I mean, they're looking to make a regional. We start on going out there and taking it game by game. So, we got a game today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And we just got to go out and play good baseball. And, the results take care of themselves. We put ourselves in a good situation. So we're not pressured to do anything more than we can and just go out, play good baseball, and hopefully come away with 3 wins this weekend.
What's it like to be the number one team in the nation? I mean, what kind of target is on your back? Not only, you're going to see everyone's best shot every week. What's that like?
Beginning of the year, it was kind of a wake-up call for us. To be honest, we struggled a little in the beginning of the year. Now we've kind of fit into that role. We just try and play loose and relaxed, and we play better baseball when we do that, and we try not to overthink and play with that title. We just go out and play every game as hard as we can, and we don't feel like we have a target on our back. We feel like we deserve a title that goes along with what we've accomplished, and you get everybody's best. It makes you better. You just go out there and try and win ball games.
Cogs, you guys come out 42-9. It's been an unbelievable run so far, but for you, it's got to be extra gratifying. This year, you're healthy at the end of the season. Last year, you missed the end of the regular season, the conference tournament, the NCAA tournament with a broken finger. How excited are you for this stretch run now to be a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited now. This is really my first rodeo playing in the playoffs. Freshman year I had a role as a designated hitter where you'd play every other game, and last year I obviously had the injury. But we got a core group of juniors on this year's team, and we've grown close together. There's that brotherhood that's formed, and I'm happy to be a part of that brotherhood and have an important role on this team going into playoffs.
One thing I want to ask you is a lot gets made of your offensive numbers, 10th in the ACC last season in batting average, .393 on base percentage this year, so you're really tearing it up on the offensive end. But last year you were on the nation watch list at shortstop, preseason All-American, this year at shortstop, and they've moved you to second. How has that transition been? Because you haven't played second base consistently since you were a freshman in high school, so how's that been?
I bounced back and forth in the fall. We play a lot of games in the fall, and so I was bouncing back and forth between short and second just to get reps on both because the coaching staff didn't obviously know what they wanted to do. The transition, to be honest with you, it was difficult. It's a different angle. You got to be in different positions in different parts of the game or different plays that go on. I've finally gotten used to it. I'm finally comfortable over there. It is a slower pace. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I enjoy it. But like I said, we have we're the number one team in the country. There's 9 guys out there at a time, and I'm happy to be a part of being one of those 9 guys.
One thing that I'm sure people are interested in now, knowing that you play in the ACC. Now, I don't know if you faced him, but I do know that you saw him. He pitched against you guys. What'd you think of Jameis Winston on the mound? It's a fun story that you're going to tell your kids one day. You faced a Heisman Trophy winner. The kid can throw the ball. He's got an electric arm. He's got good stuff. But I'd love to see him play football. That's my honest opinion. See what he could do on the football field. The kid's an athlete, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. Whether he chooses football or baseball, I'd choose football if I were him. Could be the number one pick in the draft over on that side of things. One thing I wanted to ask you, and you probably get asked about it a lot, so we won't dwell on it, but one of the things that's always been interesting to me about baseball in particular is that
the Major League Draft falls in during the college baseball playoff run. Is that distracting at all for you? You're a probable draft pick. Is that distracting for you at all?
To be honest with you, it's really not. And, the way it's set up here, we focus on the season at hand. We've obviously signed up. I've signed up. The juniors have signed up to try and bring a championship back to Charlottesville, Virginia. And we don't let the draft or anything else get in that way. There are specific times where we can talk to teams, and but that's a couple days here and there. But other than that, it's strictly college baseball, getting to Omaha, winning baseball games, and the draft will really take care of itself. There's nothing you can really do besides go out there and play your game. Talking to scouts or talking to anybody is kind of just to get that relationship between them, but that's not going to improve your draft status. So if you just go out like we do and play our game, the draft, it'll all work out. You're going to get picked if you're good enough, and start a new chapter in your baseball career.
Now, I'm certainly not going to put you on the spot, but you are a junior. Have you even given any thought to what situations, would you leave if you're drafted or coming back? Have you even given any thought to that at all?
You've given a little. Obviously, if there's an opportunity at hand to move on and fulfill that dream that you had since you played T-ball when you were 5, you're going to seriously consider that. There's not a lot of people who can go out and say they play baseball for their job. I've always wanted to not sit behind a desk.
You and me both, brother.
That's my personal opinion. So obviously, if the situation's right and money's an aspect too, with one more year to get my degree. But the situation plays right. It's a great team, great organization, and I will consider, and we'll see what happens come June.
One more question on the draft, but not on you. You and Jeff Hoffman get linked together a lot in this area. You playing at Shen, Jeff playing at Shaker. You guys were teammates with the South Troy Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. He's at East Carolina. He pitched against you guys in the opening series this year. What are your thoughts on him, and now this tough break with him getting Tommy John surgery? But what are your thoughts on Jeff overall?
Jeff's a great guy. He's really matured. I've seen him mature through the 6-8 years we've played together or against each other. And, I seriously do think this is just a small bump in the road for him. He's got an electric arm, and he's gotten so much better as a pitcher, whether it's stuff-wise, his breaking ball. I know he's been working on a changeup, and his fastball, just his velocity has increased drastically. I do think it's just a little bump in the road for him. I know teams will definitely still seriously consider him early in the draft, and he's going to be a very good pitcher come 2 years from now for whatever team he's playing for.
Branden, I don't know if you paid attention. You're on the number one college team in the nation, but your alma mater number 1 in New York State right now. Have you been paying attention to Shenendehowa at all?
Oh yes, I have, and they've been doing a great job, and they keep bringing home championships, and still a part of it a little bit, I'd say. So. I'm happy for them. They got a great team. They're doing great things back in Clifton Park.
I've seen them play multiple times. They do look very, very good. Their shortstop, it's interesting. Justin Yurchak, also a South Troy Dodger prospect, will be going to Wake Forest next year. So if you are back at Virginia, it's pretty cool to have the last 2 Shen shortstops together in the ACC. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I've been keeping track on Justin. He's doing great things, and I know he'll fit well down here in Winston. I know the coaching staff down here in Winston-Salem here at Wake Forest. He's another kid. He's got a bright future and done great things for that Shenandoah program.
Branden, we'll get you out of here on this last question. What does it mean to you to be able to kind of put the Capital Region on your back? There's only a handful of people from the Capital Region playing major Division I baseball. Jeff Hoffman, you, a handful of others. So the list is small, and then you look at the professional level, Mike Fish, Tommy Canley. I talked to Dan Palini yesterday from Siena. Yeah. So this kind of fraternity of this Capital Region high level of baseball is small. What does that mean to you, and what did the Capital Region kind of do for you?
The Capital Region... you get random phone calls, random emails from people back home. It kind of keeps you grounded, and it reminds you where you came from and what you call home. And you're out here, you're so busy, playing baseball, but try not to to let the title of who you play for or what league you play in kind of your ego. You don't let that get to your ego or anything. But, you know, those random phone calls or whatever from home just bring you back, and it reminds you that you played for Shenendehowa and you played for South Troy, who got you to where you are today. And if it wasn't for those people and those coaches back at home, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't be down here at Wake Forest the week before ACC tournament. So, you know, it's a part of your blood, you know, and it got you here, and you're thankful for that every day.
Yeah, Branden Cogswell, thanks for joining us today. 1045theteam.com. Branden, a prospective MLB draft prospect, the second baseman, the number one ranked Virginia Cavaliers, and lucky to say my former teammate at Shenendehowa. So, Branden, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we're talking again soon, and best of luck. Stay healthy in the tournament.
Of course. Thank you, man. Thank you for everything.